So that's great for my memory.
Either decide to kill each other or decide to love each other. I want to just slap them both and be like, stop this. Everything about it was not really pleasant.
Hi friends, it is currently Saturday afternoon. This video started yesterday afternoon. My best friend came down from Oklahoma to visit and we just spent the weekend together. And for the rest of the weekend, I actually house sitting back at where I was house sitting last time, and then I will be home alone for another 2 days. So that's fun. So I thought I would film a little bookish weekend in my life because what's about to happen that you're gonna see isn't really bookish, but we were going to some really pretty gardens around town and that was just really fun. So I wanted to have that documented. And as well, the rest of this video will be basically a reading vlog for Reckless because I finally got this copy in. I ordered the UK edition because I own the UK edition of Powerless because I bought it before Powerless actually released in the United States because I saw Sarah Caroli talk about it and she was going on about it before it actually released. So I ordered it from the UK and I need them to match. So I got this one from Waterstones and I'm going to start it. I was actually supposed to start it this morning, but I literally opened it up, realized what our characters were doing and was like, oh shoot, I don't remember how Powerless ended. I had that feeling with Powerful, the novella. I forgot that that part happened, but I also forgot what happened with our boy Kai. So yeah, I entirely forgot how Powerless ended, just entirely. So that's great for my memory. But yeah, so instead of actually starting the book, I watched a recap video that was really fun. But yeah, I had to do that so I knew what was happening. So I'm gonna actually start this book now, this afternoon and tomorrow. And it's actually really short in comparison to Powerless. It's less than 400 pages. So I think we'll fly through this pretty fast. I have some other stuff I have to do tonight before I can actually sit down and read. But pretty much all my free time over the next couple of days will be dedicated to finishing this book. So I thought I would make this a fun video where we read Powerless together as well as live alone and spend time with my best friend. So this is a little mishmash vlog, but I hope you enjoy and I hope you will stick around. Let's get to what we were doing yesterday and today. Back up to the present and my friend's gone and I'm sad and I'm going to Walmart to get ice cream because I'm sad and I want ice cream. I've been talking about ice cream all weekend and I never got any. So I'm taking this as an excuse to drive 15 minutes into town to get ice cream, drive 15 minutes back, and it's about to rain. So we're gonna go do that and then we'll read. So, yeah, it's thundering. We should hurry up. Let's go get ice cream. Ice cream has been secured. I bought 2, last the entire time by myself. I was gonna get normal cookies and cream, and then I saw cookies and cream cheesecake, and then I saw oatmeal cream pie. So, new ice cream flavors. Let's go. I'll give you a review later. We're gonna go back home and do what we need to do now. I've got to reset my brain into being by myself again. I always go up there. My friend's only been down one time before, so I've never had to really do the whole watch my friend leave and then be by myself. I've always been the one leaving. So, I'm gonna go eat my sadness of ice cream. So. I am officially almost 50 pages into this book, so I thought I'd give just like an introduction to, you know, how it's going. And so far, it's going. I mean, I'm really not far into it. This is not far enough to really give any thoughts, but the thoughts I do have, I can't share with you because they're spoilers, because this is the second book in the series. I do have some thoughts just about how our characters are interacting, and like some little details about like character names that Lauren Roberts is using, and just relationships, but it's all very, very heavily based on exactly what happened at the end of Powerless that I forgot and had to remember. But yeah, as of right now, I'm enjoying it. Powerless is not a, wow, this is a really good fantasy. It's more like, ooh, this is all my favorite fantasies combined into one, and it's kind of fun. So yeah, that's what I'm enjoying right now, and I will update you whenever I have actual thoughts. Okay, so it's now sometime later. I am now that far in, so I'm still only about a third in. Not too much, but things are finally happening. I feel like nothing had really been happening for the first 100 pages, but now our two main characters are together, and I have to be really careful to not spoil anything. But the way the last book ended and this book started, it felt like everything relational wise started entirely from the beginning, but like even further back. So like the relationship is really weird right now in the sense of I'm not feeling the chemistry at all either way. Like either decide to kill each other or decide to love each other, but either way I'm not convinced. And it doesn't make any sense really technically, and for some reason the banter is getting on my nerves. I don't know why. Normally I love banter, but for some reason again it's just not convincing me. I don't know. Maybe I will start liking it more, hopefully, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. It's been a while since I read Powerless. So, Powerless was really fun because it was basically like a recreation of the Hunger Games, but in a different setting and stuff like that. But this, I can't say anything again, which sucks. But this entire point is just like we've just gone backwards, and I don't like that. That's all I can say. It just feels like we've gone backwards, and I don't know where or how we're gonna go forwards from this. But I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I have a lot left, so we could like redeem it. But at the moment, I'm kind of not really enjoying it, unfortunately. But there's still plenty of time. There's definitely plenty of time. I am just not super hyped so far, but we'll see. I will continue reading a little bit later on tonight, and I will update you whenever I have another update. Okay, hi. So, funny story. It's almost a week later,
it's it's Friday now, and I just got halfway through. I hadn't read this book for like a solid 3 or 4 days, because life's been crazy. Life's been crazy, but I also just didn't have the urge to pick up this book, and picking it back up and reading up to the halfway point today. I understand why. I remember why. I don't care about anything that's happening in this book. The only emotion that I'm feeling is annoyance at these characters and at their banter. Like, the banter we're having is some of the most annoying banter I've read in a while. Like, just their interactions with each other. I want to just slap them both and be like, stop this, because I don't understand this dynamic anymore. Like, I understand it, but like, why? I don't know. I don't know what my particular gripe is. I just am not enjoying it. This is making me think that I just am no longer interested in fantasy, because every single time I keep trying to pick up a fantasy, I hate it. And it makes me really sad. But I maybe fantasy just isn't for me anymore. I don't know. Um, Something about the series also, we just got introduced to some more characters that I'm pretty sure it seems clear that we've seen them before in Powerless. They seem to have been decently important in Powerless. I swear I've never heard of these characters in my entire life. I have no idea who they are. I've never seen their names. I don't remember who they are in the absolute slightest. So that's not helping me at all. Um that's not helpful in the slightest. But I'm currently this far through. I am insisting that I finish this book. I'm going to make sure I finish it. But beyond that, I don't know if I'm going to continue this series. I think there's more books coming out. It's so sad though, because these books are so pretty. They're so pretty. Why can't I like you? I don't know. I'm sad, but I'll update you whenever I'm farther through. But I thought I would just update because it had been days and I almost didn't finish this video, but I really wanted to finish this video because I really want to post the first half so that way I can have like a documentation of whenever my friend came. So yeah, this book just happens to be in this video as well, so that's great. That's great, but I really hope that this turns around somehow. I'm not sure how at this point, but I really hope somehow I end up liking it. I don't know how that's gonna happen, but there's hope, right? Right? At least it's not as long as Throne of Glass. If this was as long as Throne of Glass, I would give up immediately. But since I only have like 200 pages left, I can do that. I can do that. That doesn't feel nearly as bad. So I'm gonna get back to reading and I will update you later. Okay, I just finished Reckless and I have some thoughts. um wow. I Nothing in this book was surprising. Everything in this book was tropey, except that last end, which would be expected. It's not that it's surprising, I just don't know what to think about it. Like, this book was almost 400 pages of nothing, I feel like, and what we did have, literally, was just the entire first part of Dance of Thieves. Like, this book felt like Dance of Thieves, but like, I like Dance of Thieves more. Dance of Thieves is one of my favorite fantasies. I'm scared to reread it because I don't know if it actually is or if it's just because I read it whenever I first got back into reading. So, um, yeah, this book was not my favorite. The banter I found annoying. Just everything about it was not really pleasant. I didn't hate it. But I didn't enjoy it. I like was forcing myself to read it, and it's a good sign that if you are having to force yourself to read a book, you're probably not super enjoying it. Like, that's just how that works. But yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Um Powerless was a really fun time in the sense of it was obviously not the best book in the world. Like, it was a fun fantasy. It had features of all your favorite fantasies, like, all melded into one. So it was a good time. This was also that, but without the good time. Like I feel like at this point this book should be its own thing. It shouldn't feel like I'm reading Dance of Thieves. It shouldn't feel like every plot device in the books are being used in this book. Like, just there's nothing unique about this book at all. Like, there's just not. Like, there's nothing that divides this book from any other fantasy book. Like, sure, it has different things that make it this book, obviously, but there is nothing special about this book. Like, you could read literally any other fantasy book and have some of the tropes that are in this have, like, possibly a better story, probably better banter, probably a better love story, because the romance in this book literally was just redoing what we did in the first book. The first book happened, we ended having to restart everything. Maybe that's a spoiler. I'm sorry, but you know what? It's a fantasy book. It just. Anyway, this book, you're just starting from the beginning. You're starting actually behind the beginning and then having to work back to where we are now. And now, with the end of this book, I don't even know where we're gonna go from this. So, I'm not sure what to think about it. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it entirely. I was thinking 3 at some points. I was thinking 3.5 at others. At the moment, I'm not sure. We could probably just settle on a 3.5, but probably closer to a 3 if I'm being honest. Unfortunately, I'm really, really sad that I don't love this book. Like, it's just too pretty to not love. Because now I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep these books because I'm trying to downsize my books. But they're just too pretty, and they're the UK editions, and I want to read the next book. Whether I love this one or not, I'm going to read the next one. But I don't know. I'm kind of disappointed, but anyway, I'm going to end this video here. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sorry that it took me another week to film this video to finish this book, but that's just what happens when life's crazy. You don't read as much. It's just how life works. And yeah, I don't get paid for this. I don't get paid to read. I don't want to get paid to read. Reading is just my hobby, and that's what it is. I have to work, I have to live my life, and reading comes behind that. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I will see you next time. Bye.